practical manual exercise work. In our practical manual, uh, we have 7 steps. So from the experiment title, experiment objectives, material used, and then experiment procedures, experiment results, and then some discussion part, and final is the conclusion part. So reviewing our practical manual exercise, in order to help students to understand or fully understand the whole experiment, we have some Chinese translations beside or behind the words. Like trails, we use the simple English words like try to instead of trail, so they will understand what is the meaning of trails. And for the reaction, and also like the vertically 0 point fingers. So these red blood words, we will give the Chinese translation, and also at the class we will explain a little bit of these words. And the second part is we give the pictures, in the material used here, ruler, pencil, timer. I know it's easy to understand what is it, but we also put the function and pictures here to help students to learn and understand these 3 things. And for the experiment procedures, because they are Form 2 students, so we want to give them steps and procedures to them to follow, so that they can do the experiment successfully. But what we want students have activity learning. So because we want students have active learning, so we set experiment results here. We just give measurable variables as a hint. And for the gray part here, students, so here suppose should be blank, so students need to write down the measurable variables they think so, and then do the experiment and record it. So we won't give any answer here. And after they jot down or record their results, they have to draw a graph to show the relationships between the measurable variables they use in the experiment. And then for the graph, I just give them a grid paper just like this and with nothing information, because I want them to learn how to draw a graph, not given the x and y axis. So maybe they don't know how to draw it, but they can discuss with classmates or just draw a graph. After teachers correct it, they will learn from mistakes, or they will never know how to start drawing a graph. But for the teacher here, we suppose students can answer or draw, like the x-axis should be trails and y-axis should be the reaction time. We don't use the distance, the half-meter ruler job, because we think reaction time is similar to the distance. So the y-axis should be reaction time. And for the interpretation part, it's similar, like ask students what do you notice from the results, and also how to improve. And also we want to mention about the control variables here. So we will ask, why did you need to use the same pen for different trails? For them to think about it. And also for the D, we think it's advanced questions, because any limitations do students recognize? They may not know, but it's good for them to think about, not think about the experiment should have some limitations or errors, so they have to find it out. And the step 7 is the conclusion part. This is our whole practical manual exercise work.